Farmington, New Mexico. It's our home. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we encourage others to stay, and it's where we play. I'm on the way to pick up Jamie Church, and we're going to chat about Focus on Farmington, a fun program that's designed to help residents, new and old, with all the really great things Farmington has to offer. And Jamie is the perfect person to spearhead this effort. Every time I see Jamie, my day is brightened. Every time I talk to somebody about Jamie, I hear these words. She's so adorable. Why is that? Jamie's highly intelligent, extremely capable, and an accomplished professional. So why is it always adorable? It's because she is. I mean, come on. I think it's because Jamie has such a big heart. She puts her heart into everything she does, and she chooses the things she does because her heart tells her to do so. Talk with Jamie for just a little while and you'll notice she cares deeply about her family and just as deeply about her community. And you, the person she's talking to. Until you just can't help but think, she's so adorable. With all these Focus on Farmington coffee events, I wonder if she'll be ready for another cup of coffee. Want to see how it goes? Come along for the ride in Ken's Think Tank.
This is a cute idea. Are we going to sing karaoke too?
I'm trying to figure out how to get that in there. Have you seen this show?
No, but I'm going to now.
We're ready for coffee?
We're ready.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
So what do you think about my truck studio?
I love it. It's awesome. It is great. Now this is great.
I got the truck at 505 Motorsports and Clay gave me a deal that I don't think that I can actually say publicly. It was insane. He might be upset at me if I say it publicly.
Well, yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that, but that's good to know that this is sweet. What kind of truck is this?
It's a Nissan Titan.
I drive a Nissan as well.
It's hard to tell from the camera view, like anybody that might be watching that, yeah, it's a Nissan.
No, it's very nice.
I never thought I would have a Nissan. I grew up with a Chevy.
Yeah.
And so my brother's a Ford person, and I'm a Chevy guy, and so of course, brothers, we have to have something to argue about.
No, I think it's a great truck. Really cool. I like the color of the interior too. Very nice.
Have you ever been over? You know what? I'm borrowing from Clay a little Model A go-kart.
Oh,
it's like this
fun.
little classic Model A
I
go-kart.
haven't been in there, but now I think I need to.
Oh, it's awesome. They have all these really cool, all the good stuff is inside. Well, I mean, they've got all kinds of good stuff, but all the really super cool stuff is inside, the hot rods and muscle cars and everything. But I'm going to borrow his little Model A, it's like this classic Model A go-kart, and take it to the lake and put it in the ATV parade that we do at the rec area.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Let's get started.
What would you like?
I would like can I get a 16-ounce latte with almond milk, please? Thank you.
A plain latte?
Yes, please.
And what's your name?
Jamie?
Okay.
And I'm going to do a mocha with, same size, with no whipped cream.
And chocolate milk is good for you?
Sure.
And what's your name?
Kim.
Okay.
And too many things going on in my head.
I don't know, what is it today?
I really like your pants. I like the patches.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. The Classic Car Show coming up here in July, downtown, and that is really fun to go to. So if you, you have that weekend, July 15th, but it's a really fun event. So I like to go look. I like the colors of the cars. I'm not going to lie.
I know.
What's under the hood to me doesn't matter as much as the pretty paint job on it.
You got a degree in psychology?
Yes, I have my degree in psychology and a minor in business, and then almost a minor in history, because every elective I had to take, I took in history, just because I love history. And so I didn't quite know what I was going to do with my degree, and then I'm actually, now I'm in a field of health and human services, but I'm not. I mean, I think a degree in psychology can be applicable to all different things.
Sure.
But anyway, so I've ended up doing what I'm doing now, and I love it. I think there were a lot of skills I had that I didn't even know I had, that have really come out in this job over my years of being a development director, that I really realized, hey, I'm pretty good at that. So, Yeah, but I got my degree in psychology from Fort Lewis. To answer your question, I could have just said yes.
That makes for a boring talk show.
Yes.
So you have a degree in psychology? Yep. Okay.
Anyway, but
we picked you up from Child Haven.
that's right. That is where that is my job. I've been with them for 11 years, and I'm the development director, which means that I work with donors and people who want to continue to see the organization be here to, provide shelter for kids, and just, kids who are abandoned, abused, neglected, so that there's a safe haven for them to go to until they go into foster home or with a relative placement. And we've been in Farmington almost 50 years, so we've been here a very long time, and we're very proud of the work we do. But I work with the donors who want to contribute financially, and I also do the fundraisers, and I also do the social media, and get out there and talk to people about what we do, and keep us out there in the public's eye, so they know about all the stuff we do. So that is where I work.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Durango.
I did. My parents moved there from Southern California. So until I was 6, we lived in San Bernardino, California. And when my parents decided to move to Durango, so that was in 1973. So my parents had some friends that had moved to Durango, and they called my parents, said, you guys have got to come look at this place. It's beautiful. So we moved to Durango, and that is where I lived until 1988. And in 1988, I had graduated from Fort Lewis College, and then my husband and I got married, and then we moved to Denver and lived in Denver for 10 years. And then we just decided we wanted to get back to the Four Corners. I mean, Denver was great, and I still love Denver. We have family there. But the Four Corners has always just really felt like home to me. So we ended up in Farmington.
Yeah.
I remember my big birthday treat when I was growing up, when I was little, is my grandmother would drive us to Farmington to go to Baskin Robbins, because that was a big treat, because
Right.
they didn't have one in Durango. And now, you think about that and go, really? I mean, but when we moved to Durango, there wasn't a McDonald's. There were 2 A&W drive-ins, and there was a couple of the nice restaurants, but we would have to drive up here to get like an ice cream treat or something like that, because we had to come up here to go shopping for our brownie uniforms, because you couldn't get them without a brownie. And a Girl Scout. And so we would have to come up here to shop, because there wasn't any shopping down there. And so it was a very, very different, it was great. It was a wonderful place to grow up, and it's just beautiful. There's no getting around the mountains and the view, and it was a great place to grow up. And
Are you still on the chamber?
yes, I'm on the Chamber Board of Directors, and love that. I feel very passionate about local business, small business, supporting small businesses, like you were talking about with where you got your truck and everything at 505. And there's always a time when you need to maybe get something online, or I like Target, like everybody.
Sure.
But if you can support that local business, and you can support that local guy, so I feel really passionate about that. And I was really happy to get elected onto the Chamber Board of Directors, and great team of people.
Right.
And we really encourage people to think about becoming a member of the Chamber. And not everybody even realizes what all the benefits are of being a member of the Chamber, but there's a whole lot of things you can do to help network your business, but also resources that you have, and trainings that come available, and information that you can get. And plus, it's an investment in your community. I think that's the number one thing, is it is an investment in your community, which then can help you with your business and help your business grow. So
we're actually talking today about which focus on Farmington, but what started as Welcome to Farmington Coffee.
Yeah, this is exciting, and I love this. So, just to backtrack a little bit, a couple years ago, the Convention and Visitors Bureau had hired a consultant that was really working with Farmington on branding Farmington. Who are we? What are we about? Why would people want to live here? What do people enjoy about living here? And there was a big group of people, and it was kind of a focus group. We all wrote on whiteboards, if you will, what we loved about Farmington. So what came out of all of that was that there's a lot of outdoor activities here, and that families that live here really love all the outdoor, whether it's baseball or fly fishing or golf or mountain biking. That's something that families who live here really value. And then out of that came the whole Jolt Your Journey campaign, that families' lives would be energized here by living here and all the activities here. So there were 4 sort of platforms under this, which were live, stay, work, and play. So at another meeting, somebody was, Tanya with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, was asking, would anybody volunteer to chair the live committee? So I look around, you know how you do.
Right.
Anybody else can volunteer? Anybody volunteer? And I was like, all right, fine. I've lived here almost 20 years. I know a lot of people. I'll do it. So then I thought a lot about it, and I was like, just one of the things that we had heard a lot and gotten a lot of feedback on is that sometimes when people move to Farmington, especially if they've come from a big city, perhaps their spouse is a physician at the hospital, or perhaps their spouse works for the fire department or the police department. They've come here for a reason,
right?
And they're having a hard time connecting. They're having a hard time figuring out, what is this place? Where I came from Chicago. Now I'm in Farmington. Yeah, I like the weather, but gosh, I just don't know what is there to do.
Right.
So we thought, it'd be fun is just have a free coffee once a month and just welcome people to the area and help them maybe connect, find out what's their interest, and then make sure they have the information. So, for example, if you move here and you really love art, and yes, you come from Chicago and you've got the Art Institute right there. So we're not saying we can compete with that. But, however, we do have a symphony that plays here. We have great artists that, there's a lot in this community. And we're just trying to help people find out what that is and welcome them to the area and help them get plugged in a little bit.
Right.
And one of the things, too, is sometimes people want to volunteer at a place. So we let them know about Child Haven, of course, but also the animal shelter. They need volunteers walking the animals down there at the river. There's a lot of different, the Boys and Girls Club needs volunteers. The volunteer center at the college has volunteers. So you get people plugged in volunteering, and they not only are able to fulfill their need to do something meaningful, but they meet other people who are like-minded. So if you're volunteering down at the animal shelter, probably everybody else there is also loves dogs, like you do.
Right.
So then you have this community of people that you've already connected with.
Yeah.
So we decided just to do it as a free coffee and welcome new people to the area. And it started about a year ago, actually. And then one of the things we thought would be fun is to highlight some of the neat things in Farmington. So we started out having the coffees at 302 Espresso because I love that venue down there. It's great. And then we had one at Pinion Hills Golf Course on the patio. We had one at the Farmington Museum. This month we had one at the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. We had one at the Sycamore Park Community Center. So we move it around too to highlight what we have here, to highlight these great things that we have in the area.
Right.
And so it's kind of become a lot of people who've lived here a long time coming and not only networking a little bit, but also finding out what's going on in the community that they can then pass on to the people that they know, their neighbors or their friends or their coworkers. Or I've had a few realtors come and it's nice for them to catch up on what's going on, because then as they're driving prospective clients around who are looking for a house or thinking of relocating, they can say, oh, by the way, did you know we have this, and this going on? And so it's extremely positive because there is a lot going on. And yeah, we have our challenges. I'm not trying to say that we don't, but and we do. We're in definitely a transition in our whole economy here about, how do we go forward and still keep our main source of what is in our economy, but also diversify, and how do we really make our outdoor spaces work for people, and how do we promote our outdoor spaces? I mean, Farmington the Lake alone is a huge success story. They've taken that lake and now it's got all these people there every weekend enjoying being out on the lake, and kind of revitalize that whole area up there. So that's a real success story. Yeah. So there are a lot of those. And So it started out as Welcome to Farmington Coffee, and just last month I edited the Facebook page, so it's now Focus on Farmington, because that's really what we're doing, is focusing on everything and then help just kind of disseminating that information out. And so I've been pretty excited about it, and I like coffee, and so it gives me like this excuse that once a month I have to go have coffee and talk to people. So I love it. That's one of my favorite things.
So I should have talked to you first, because you're doing it in groups and I'm doing it kind of one at a time,
well,
right?
Now, so
it's your turn today.
Yeah, it's my turn today. No, and I love it. You are doing it one at a time, and exactly the same thing though is that. We're all hoping to try to market Farmington and get people, but I love the connections that people are making, and talking and seeing the people come, and then brand new people that are here in the area that come and they just moved here. There's somebody that has came a couple months ago, and she's here. She's from Minnesota, and it's just so interesting to talk to her about what brought them here and what they're doing here, and so she's working to get plugged in the community, and so it's great. I think it's really, I'm excited. It's been a year since we started it, and I have a great committee of people that help me organize these and attend these. But I love how these different people are now starting to contact me and say, hey, I want to host a coffee. And I'm
That's
like,
cool.
Awesome, great, let's do it. When do you want to do it? And so it's the easiest thing to sponsor in the world. So you just buy a couple big things of coffee from whatever your favorite coffee place is. Put it on the table with some donuts, and that's it. There you go.
Right.
So it's great. I love it. So, but I think people come here just for a lot of different reasons. But whatever the reason that they're here, they live here now. Whether it's long term or whether they're here just for a few years. But while they're here, we really want to make them feel welcome, so that when they leave, they can talk about what a great community it was to live in, that it was friendly, and that there were a lot of outdoor things to do, and that they felt very, very welcome to the community. So that's the goal. Yeah.
Exactly. It makes sense. I mean, that's a good business strategy, you know?
Right.
Like, somebody comes into your business, you want to make them feel welcome.
Exactly.
You know they're not going to stay there forever and ever.
Right.
And but you make them feel welcome, you take care of their needs, whatever that is, and when they leave, you wave and smile and say, tell your friends!
Well, and there are some interesting customer service trainings going on through the Convention and Visitors Bureau that focus exactly on that when a person comes into your place of business, wherever it is, and says, oh, I'm visiting here from San Antonio. Never been here before. What is there to do? Well, we want people to have a whole list of things there are to do.
So have you ever been in a studio that was a truck?
No, I've not. This is the first time for this.
I find that that's usually the...
I thought we were going to get in and start singing karaoke right away, so I was, ready for that. I was warming up my voice.
I need to integrate karaoke into this thing.
You do, because, actually, if you had said we're going to do karaoke, I would have been like, no. I have the worst voice. I have the worst voice. I love to sing, but I don't sing well. So, anyway.
Nobody ever thinks they sing well.
No, I really don't.
The point.
I really, really don't. That'll be interesting for the show.
I'm waiting for the day I get in a wreck.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be today. Because yours is in a ponytail. And I want mine to look like yours.
We can be the ponytail twins.
Yeah.
We can do it again.
Because
you can pick me up tomorrow.
I'm good at this. Coffee date. This was fun. I loved it. What a blast.
Thank you so much for
Thank
doing
you.
that.
I love it.